Hello and welcome to the transcription explanation of this design. It was done using Loren Sherman's script, which uses a combination of different modifiers plus different letter stems to make the consonants. So if we have a word that starts with the letter B, you will see a deep divot shape with no modifiers. Then a CH has two dot modifiers, so on and so forth. And then vowels are smaller circles, and they can be attached to the consonant stems. They're color-coded here, so these brown ones are all the O's, which can attach like a bead on a string, whereas E's are in the center and A's are on the outside. And then I's have a line going inward and U's have a line going outwards. So that's the basics of the letters. You read the script starting at the bottom and then going counterclockwise, like a time traveler going back in time. And all this makes a bit more sense in context, so let's go ahead and hop toward design. So since you start at the bottom and go counterclockwise, we start at the bottom of our sentence. And the bottom is here, and our first letter is here at the bottom of the word. And it is a circle inside the word circle. So there is the word circle with a circle inside it. So this consonant stem is here, and it has one line ending on it. So that's the letter N, because we have one line plus a circle inside the word circle. So N, and then we have a vowel inside it. It's right in the middle, which is an E. So NE is our first set of letters. Continuing around, here we have a shallow divot shape, so this shape, and it's got one line on it as well, so that's a V. And then we have an E hanging out by itself on the word circle line, so this is the word circle line, and here's an E on that. And then we have a shallow divot with 1, 2, 3 dots, so 3 dots, shallow divot is an R. So never is our first word, and then our next word is here, bottom here. And there's no letter directly at the bottom, so we go counterclockwise until we hit our first letter. And this has 1, 2 dots. And even though these dots are pretty big, they're still completely filled in, so they're still dots. So 2 dots makes this a K. And this word is cruel, which starts with the letter C, but this letter C is special. You only use it in proper nouns or in other special cases or acronyms or something like that. So this would be swapped to the letter K because it goes K in the word cruel. So K, and then we have a shallow divot with 1, 2, 3 dots. And even though these dots are outside the word circle, their closest letter stem is still the one they count for. So these three are all closest to this letter stem. So that makes it another R. And then we have these. These are stacked letters. So there's a double line here, 1, 2 lines. And there's a thin one and a thick one. And when letters are stacked, you read it thin to thick. So is stacked, read thin to thick, and same thickness is same letter. So this thin one has one line going outwards. So that makes it a U. And then we have the E with no lines on it, just like that E. So that's a UE stack. And then we have 1, 2, 3 dots on this L. So cruel. And then we have this word. And even though these dots are pretty close to this stem as well as this stem, we can't have both dots and lines. And this letter already has a line on it, so we can't add dots to the line letter. So these dots have to go here. So one line on a circle inside the word circle is an N here, just like that N. And then there's an O, like a bead on a string on that N. And then we have a shallow divot with 3 dots, making it an R. So nor. And then our very last word here starts at the bottom. Our first letter is here, 1, 2 dots. That's another K, just like that, K. And this is the word cowardly. And again, it doesn't actually start with a K, but it starts with a C that goes K, so you swap that to a K. So K and then an O, just like that O. And then we have a shallow divot with 1, 2 lines. So that would be a W. Then we have an A outside the word circle. Another R, just like that R. This is a deep divot stem, so this top row, and it has 3 dots, so that would be a D. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we have another L, just like this L, with 3 dots on that L and 3 dots on that L. And then 1, 2 dots on that Y here, and it's a circle on the line of the word circle, like that. So Kowardly, so cowardly. And in this design, there are very few elements that aren't part of the translation, But those elements are this little line here, which doesn't connect up to anything, which is important. We can't have it end here, otherwise this would look like a QU. And then this dashed line, which is just to kind of help balance the size of this compared to the size of that. Another thing to comment on is this line. It does pass through the Y, but lines passing through letters do not count. Lines only count when they end on letters. So this doesn't count, but the two dots do count. So yeah, and this divot doesn't mean anything. It's just the line from the W doing a divot. So yeah, never cruel nor cowardly is this design. And I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I hope you like it too. Bye.